Welcome once again to At the Reviews. My name is Randy Hoppy. This is my colleague, Mr. John Hamilton. And today we're going to be reviewing some favorites and some new, well, not so favorites. Our first clip is from At the Movies with Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert, arguably the best reviewers on television today. Let's watch.
I mean, this is thrilling. I don't know if my skin's alive right now as I'm talking about it, and that's what he does with this movie.
And that's what he does in shot after shot after shot. I think it's fascinating, Gene, that we know that Kurosawa is almost blind, and he has been for 10 years, so that these images are images that he draws first on paper. He did thousands of cartoons and drawings for this movie because he could see that. And then he talks with the cinematographer, and he tells him what he wants, and then he's able to see more or less what he's doing. And the images, because it's harder for him to see, he comes up with images that are impossible for us to forget.
That's real nice. I want to say that when I see a lot of movies about palaces and kings and all this kind of stuff, I never believe it. This stuff I thought was real. Coming up next, a classic board game becomes a movie.
Well, I can see why these two are most people's favorites. They're very intelligent, they're reassuring, they have a chemistry with each other. And the hand gestures. Oh, the hand gestures are just great. When Roger Ebert is moving his arms about like that, there's something really special about it.
That's right. And you know, in this scene they agree, but it gets really exciting when they argue.
Oh, when they're arguing, the sparks fly. It's great. The other thing that's great about those guys is that they really seem to care about what they're reviewing.
Absolutely. So, for information and sheer entertainment, I definitely recommend At the Movies.
I agree.
So, we have 2 thumbs up for At the Movies. Next, we have a clip from a show with a similar format. Sneak previews with Jeffrey Lyons and Michael Medved.
Let's watch.
1985 is that under the rules of the Academy Awards, she can't win Best Actress nominations for both of these great performances in Plenty and in Out of Africa.
True enough, Michael, but another actress certain to be nominated at least is Whoopi Goldberg, star of The Color Purple, high on my list of Best Pictures. She, director Steven Spielberg, and a superb cast painted an unforgettable, touching tableau of life among black people in rural Georgia. She played Celie, who endured a brutal, lifeless marriage for 30 years before finally asserting herself.
Okay, what can I say? I mean, these guys are just no Siskel and Ebert. I mean, their reviews are simplistic, they have no camera presence, they're surprisingly uninformed. I mean, what else can I say but what I said before? They're no replacement for Siskel and Ebert.
Okay, I agree to a certain extent, but I think the onus of being compared as a poor version of Siskel and Ebert, that should be removed here. If you just judge them on their own characteristics, their own qualities, and forget about their forerunners.
Forget about their forerunners, they have to be judged by what everybody else is doing at the time.
Okay, I'm just saying, don't compare them so specifically. I'm giving them a thumbs up, with reservations, just for trying.
Well, obviously we have a split decision on that one, but John and I do agree on our next reviewer, which, as you can see from what our mascot Stinky has left us, yes, it's time for the Stinker of the Week. Mr. Leonard Maltin from Entertainment Tonight. Let's take a look.
From start to finish, and found myself thinking and talking about it afterward, which is more than I can say for most movies these days. But at the same time, I found it long and, like many classical tragedies, somewhat distant. Some people, driven to hyperbole, are calling this Kurosawa's masterpiece. Come on, what about The Seven Samurai? But this is a striking and exquisite and often powerful film that's the unmistakable work of a master. And I'm giving it an 8. I'm Leonard Maltin, Entertainment Tonight.
What can I say? I think he's bad and he has bad taste.
Not a charismatic speaker at all.
Well, we seem to be running out of time here, so remember, until next week, save us a seat at your kitchen table.